This lesson will be on 2-7 percent of change. A percent of change is when an increase or a decrease is expressed as a percent. So in example number 1, we are given a problem that states the original price is $25, and then our new price is $28. We're trying to find the percentage of change. So the change in this is that the price has actually gone up $3. Now, in order to find the percentage of change, we'll be using the formula change over original. This will give us the decimal equivalent, and then we can take that decimal equivalent and change it into a percent. This is one way of doing the problem. However, we can do the problem another way. We can take the change over the original and set this equal to a fraction that expresses percent. A fraction that expresses percent would be out of 100, so we'd have x, or percent, out of 100, a number out of 100. So in our problem, our original was 25. Our new was 28. And remember that this has changed 3. So now we'll plug in our information into our equation. The change is 3. Our original is 25. And we're going to set this equal to the percent, which we don't know, so x over 100. Now that we have this proportion, we can now solve our problem by cross multiplying. 3 times 100 is 300, and x times 25 is 25x. We can solve our equation by dividing by 25. So that x equals 12. In example B, we're given an original price of $30 and a new price of $12. So the price has gone down or changed $18. And all we did is 30 minus 12 to give us 18. Now we can fill in our proportion. Change over original. So we've changed 18. Our original is 30, and that's going to equal x out of 100. So if we cross multiply, 18 times 100 is 1800, and that equals 30 times x. And now we can solve. We'll divide both sides by 30. And we'll get an answer of x equals 60. 18 divided by 3 is 6. So we get an answer of x equals 60, which means that our percent of change is that we have a percent of decrease, and because our new price went down, so our percent of decrease is 60%. This decreased to 60%. In example 2, we're given a word problem. This is in your book, so if you'd like to follow along, you can. The National Football League, or NFL, their fields are 120 yards long. The Canadian Football League, or the CFL, their fields are 25% longer. what we're trying to find out is how long is the CFL field. We can set this up as a proportion. Right now, what we know is our original, or the NFL fields, are 120 feet. On the right side of our equation, the ratio on the right side, this is out of 100. So remember that this side represents the percent. So we're looking to set this up for 25%. So we'll put 25 over 100. 25 over 100 represents 25%. Right here, for our change, we'll have to put an expression. Now, we normally find change by taking our larger number here and subtracting our smaller number. So we're going to set our larger one, since we don't know what it is, as L. The CFL fields are L, and the NFL is 120. So the change would be L minus 120. And now we can solve our proportion by cross multiplying. 120 times 25 is 3,000. And that's going to equal 100 times L minus 120. Now you can do out the distributive property and solve your equation, or you can actually divide both sides by 100 at this point. The hundreds cross off, and you're left with 30 equals L minus 120. Now to solve for L, we can add 120 to both sides. And we'll get that L equals 150. In example 3, we're given another word problem. Concert tickets cost $45. If the sales tax is 6.25%, what is the total price of the ticket? So in order to find a tax problem, what we'll have to do is multiply our 6.25% times 45. So we have $45, and what we're going to multiply this by is our tax, but in decimal form. So to change this to a decimal, we'll move the decimal spot over 2 spots. So this would become 0.0625. And now we would multiply. So $45 times 0.625 gives us 28125. And we have 4 decimal spots here, which means that our decimal place, our answer will also have 4 decimal spots. So we'll be right here as 2. Now, we're dealing with money right now, so remember that you do have to round to the nearest penny. So $2.81. The 2 does not round the 1 up. So our final price will be $45 plus our tax of $2.81, which means we'll be paying $47.81 for these concert tickets. In example 4, we have a discount problem. A sweater is on sale for 35% off the original price. If the original price of the sweater is $38, what is the discounted price? So, in order to find how much money we're going to save, we need to take the $38 and multiply it times our percent here, but remember as a decimal. So 35% as a decimal is 0.35. We've moved the decimal spot over 2 spots. So we're multiplying 0.35 times 38, which gives us 1330. And we have 2 decimal spots in our problem, so our answer as well will have 2 decimal spots. This means that we're saving $13.30. So the original price of our sweater was $38, and we're saving $13.30. So our new price will be $24.70.